Great news, everybody. I found a mouse. It's not my mouse. No, I lost that like 2 videos ago and I have no idea where it is. So I stole my son's. You can send my Mom of the Year award to someone else. But I really needed it because today we're going to do like reaction video, which I am using in the most loose sense of the word. Because honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how YouTube works, and I actually don't even know how to edit. I can like cut things out. That's about it. So we'll see how that goes. So what we're gonna do is Google the term maladaptive daydreaming along with, I don't know, some platforms and see what pops up. It's not a deep dive to find the most outrageous stuff or anything. We're just gonna see what somebody Googling this for the first time might find. But like user created content. We're not looking at the articles and stuff. So hopefully this will work. I'm going to try screen record. I don't know about that, but let's try here. So, maladaptive daydreaming along with TikTok. I'm sure you'll recognize it. And let's see what we got.
So here's a useless fact of the day. Maladaptive daydreaming is a psychiatric condition in which a person has such strong daydreams that they actually act them out. This can include physical movements as well as talking to oneself. I know I have this, but now I have an excuse, and it's called TikTok. So here's a useless fact of the
day. I kind of love that. That was wicked cute. So I'm glad she said psychiatric condition. A lot of us do use disorder, and in fact, that's part of the actual name, but we don't know for sure it's a unique disorder yet. I think condition is a fair compromise. Nitpick, defining it as daydreams so strong that you act them out. Some people do, some people don't. I don't act them out at all. I don't move at all. In fact, there's a big emphasis on the physical movements, and I understand why, because a lot of people do that. Just being one of the ones that doesn't, never really hits for me, but just so you know, not a requirement. But I like that video. All right, let's see what else we got next. That is not a TikTok. That is a post from our Maladaptive Dreaming, the subreddit, talking about TikTok. As weird as it sounds, I joined some TikTok original character cosplay tags, helped me get out of my real life. Fragments of songs had looping in my head for hours. I feel you. Comments, I had a similar experience with Snapchat. They give them some advice and empathy. More advice. That's nice. There is some evidence that shows a correlation between maladaptive daydreaming and internet addiction. So if you find that you're scrolling endlessly through these through social media or something like that, you might be at risk. It is something to be aware of. Just putting that out there. These aren't TikToks. What's going on here? Ridiculous. Okay, let's see what else we have in this tag. Screen record. Two people having an important conversation in a room. Yes. Oh, I was wondering what that had to do with maladaptive daydreaming. I get it now. Relatable. I get it. It took me a minute. We're just gonna put our feet up. Get our coffee. So instead of blocking out the world with headphones or something, he blocked it out with daydreaming, just so in his own head that he couldn't hear the conversations going on around him, which I would never do purposefully in public, but I guess that's why it's funny. But does happen. Just won't even notice somebody's talking to you until it's like too late. Okay, next, let's see what we got. When you finally potted out the perfect maladaptive daydreaming story arc. That's what I'm talking about. Not everybody's a mover. Some of us just stare at the wall like a creep. I like you, girl. I don't understand why I keep losing. Like my camera keeps shutting off. I'm not really sure what's going on. Okay, so let's go. Let's see back here. What else we got? Everyone watches movies just to recycle the plot into their own story arc and characters in their head. My friends. So I guess her friends are saying, no, not everybody does that. That's not actually normal. And I just realized that for like the past two videos, my sound wasn't on. I thought they were just silent TikToks. I thought they were just text based. I was wrong. I'd really love it if my camera would stop turning off. All right, let's do another one. I'm starting to like this. Okay, here we go. Facts about daydreaming. Promising. More intelligent and creative. Keep the human brain strong. Oh my god, she's going too fast. It causes people to excessively daydream to escape reality as a defense mechanism from trauma or abuse. So it can, yes. Lots of people with trauma, or lots of people with maladaptive daydreaming have trauma. That kind of served as the catalyst for exactly what she said. But not everyone. In fact, not most. About 25% of maladaptive daydreamers report a history of childhood trauma. The other 75% don't. So while it's not untrue, because it's a significant number, and there are a subset of us that do need more visibility. One of the 75% seeing this for the first time, like if this is sort of their introduction to maladaptive daydreaming, which social media often is, they might think, oh, that doesn't actually apply to me because I don't have trauma. But it can, just so you know, it can still apply to you. Trauma is not a prerequisite. The two facts before that were just general daydreaming facts. They don't have anything in particular to do with maladaptive daydreaming. They're not unique to maladaptive daydreaming, and she made no attempt to say that they were even about maladaptive daydreaming. She just said daydreaming facts. Lady on the train talking to herself, me at home winning a fake argument, me at home pretending I'm on the Ellen show. I think she was trying to go for when you see somebody acting like that in public, you're gonna avert your eyes and just be like, okay. But then you do the exact same thing at home. It definitely does not just apply to maladaptive daydreamers, though. This is the kind of content that I think a lot of people will relate to, whether they have MD or not. Everybody has those weird daydreams where they have interviews or tell somebody off and get real animated about it, in the privacy of their own homes. Oh, this one has a lot of text. I don't know about it, guys. Remembering how I used to have insanely detailed, continuous daydreams with multiple characters and complex storylines that I'd slip into for hours at a time.
Oh, it was a coping mechanism.
Okay. Just gotta adjust here. I don't think I know anybody who's had a reaction like that to finding out about maladaptive daydreaming. Not to say it hasn't happened, but people usually when they discover something that big about themselves that they've been doing all their life are not like, oh yeah, it's it's more of a, I don't even know how to describe. It's a very surreal experience. It's like wow, like, people cry. I did notice she said was though. So maybe that's where the difference lies. That she used to be a maladaptive daydreamer and isn't anymore, so she can look back on that experience with a little bit of distance and just be like, huh, that actually makes a lot more sense to me. Coping mechanism? Yes, it can be. It can start out as one. The thing about coping skills, though, is they come in two forms, right? Adaptive and maladaptive. If it helps you, it's adaptive. If it outlives its usefulness or causes other problems, it's maladaptive. And that's what maladaptive daydreaming does. For those who it starts out as a coping skill, it very quickly turns into an issue in and of itself. So the next three are all the staring off into space girl from before. So I'm not going to do these ones because we've already seen her content, but if you look in this tag and see her, I just looking at the thumbnail, she's hilarious. This one looks like it's going to need sound.
Normal people watching a movie. Wow. Cool movie. Maladaptive daydreamers watching a movie. I must incorporate every single scene into my daydream.
Cute, quirky, slightly exaggerated experience of watching a movie for a maladaptive daydreamer.
Oh my god, yeah, totally. Like about 1 million or two. Yeah, every month. Yeah. No, I struggled for a while, but you can do it too. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm funny? Thank you. Oh my god, yeah, you too.
So this one's just showing the type of maladaptive daydreamer who acts out their scenarios. And some do. They will act out all the parts, they'll talk, gesture normally. It's not the majority, but it's a sizable little chunk of people who do that. Apparently she's one of them. So far we've seen the ones that stare off into space and the ones that talk and act out. Most people pace, or something akin to pacing, like swinging or rocking. Some will fiddle with an object. It's just a repetitive movement. Let's see if we can do like one more, because I feel like I've been here for a long time and this is going to get difficult to edit with my very limited skills. I have my own hold music. I don't know if you knew that. It goes like this. Do 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 do. Different mental illnesses as drawings. Maladaptive daydreaming. So this is an interesting one. I like this. This is neat. Okay. The first two you may have seen around. Those are, I actually honestly don't know who the artists are, but they are used often on Ellie Somer's website, the ICMDR. So if you've ever been there, you've probably seen the first two. Like if you would drag and drop an article or something, I just hit my camera. If you would drag and drop an article from something from the ICMDR, that first one was the little image that would come up with the embed. I don't know if it still does that. It used to. The second one is also on that site. I think one of Ellie's patients drew it, or somebody who was involved in a study. I don't know where the other two come from. There's one that's got sort of an Alice in Wonderland vibe, which a lot of maladaptive daydreamers sort of relate to and kind of think of as sort of maladaptive daydreaming, like representation in fiction. It isn't and wasn't ever intended to be, but so what? It's fiction. We can read whatever we want into it, right? And the second one I really like because that is, I have described it like this before. Like it's drowning. Because I'm one of those that it's always on. I don't need to trigger it or anything. It's always right there, and it just comes around. But when you're trying to do something else, but you can't because you're just in it. Your mind is primed for daydreaming, and no amount of trying to focus on something else is really going to save you. So it's a constant battle of just bobbing up above the surface for a minute and then sinking and trying to fight your way back up and then sinking back down. And that's exactly what this reminds me of. I've been in this community for a few years, and it still gets me when something that like I have thought about or described, I see somebody else doing almost the exact same thing and having the exact same experience. And it's always like, oh my God, I'm not the only one. So it's cool to see something that I put into words be put into art by somebody who feels the same way about it. It's just very validating, you know? I don't know. That's why our community is so important, because we don't talk about these things in real life. A lot of maladaptive daydreamers are really secretive about their experiences and what they daydream about, and especially if you're first finding it and you're not really sure if it's even something that you have or where you fit in, like on the spectrum of things. I know people like to get down on social media a lot, like dogpile on how awful it can be, but it can really be a positive place if you curate it in a healthy way. And because maladaptive daydreaming, it doesn't have, there's no MD clinic we can go to. there's just a bunch of online communities. So social media really is a place where people see their experiences being shared and validated for the first time. So I don't know, that was cool. That was fun. Maybe we'll do another sometime. I'm pleasantly surprised at how good all of those videos were. I I really didn't want this to fall into like an outrage video where I'm like, no, why would you say that? I mean, a couple little nitpicky things, but that's nothing. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do Instagram next or something, or you can send me stuff if I feel like doing another one of these. Maybe I will. No promises. Okay, bye.